What? Hey! Hooray!
This agro's, I can't remember, third or fourth year, like he's been in here, and over the wet season we'll shoot a pig or something, and he lives on pork through the wet season. But through the dry season he gets fed chicken. It doesn't pay to be a little bird that accidentally flies into the glass here. Agro is so quick and he just grabs it straight away. So yeah, try and get the gate open, but yeah, you're normally late every time. Sorry, bro. You'll notice, see it drop to the bottom. If it drops to the bottom, he'll come and get it later on, but yeah. Not suggesting that you dive to the bottom if the crocodile's attacking you.
Hello guys, welcome back to Dustybootz Outdoors. We're here at Lorella Springs. We've got the famous Rhett. Tracked you down. Nice to meet you, mate.
Sorry.
We've actually been here for a week exploring and looking around. I suppose
Been very wet.
Been very wet. And it's what we come looking for, mate. We wanted to be one of the first groups of people that got in here, and yeah, you opened up on the first.
I was scared you weren't even going to get out with the driveway. It was a bit wet.
Yes, we did have an issue on the driveway with one of the boats we dragged in, and that, yeah, but it's been lovely getting around.
That's good.
I suppose, mate, how big is Lorella Springs?
So Lorella Springs Station is a 1 million acre property, bit of about 4,000 square kilometres, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
A bit later in the year, there's nearly 1,000 kilometres of four-wheel drive tracks in like little veins taking you in and around the property. We back out to the beach. We got 30 kilometres of coastline, and we're surrounded by national park. So yeah, there's a lot of wilderness here.
And how did you come, about to purchase Lorella Springs? What brought you here?
Cutting a very, very long story short, my family grew up on a yacht in the Pacific Islands. We made movies, and when we moved back to Sydney, we made a fair bit of money out of it. My parents purchased Nathan River Station, which is now next door to the Limmer National Park, and split up. And us kids and mum, the whole family went bankrupt, and us kids and mum, we ended up moving and living in the bush out under a tarpaulin at Lorella Springs. My grandmother had just died and left us $1,000, and we used that as a deposit, and between all of us we purchased Lorella Springs Station.
Yeah, right, eh? How many brothers and sisters, mate?
Oh, there's 10 of us all up.
10, yeah, wow, right, eh?
Yeah.
And when you purchased Lorella, was it basically just somewhere to live, or were you looking to the cattle property? Or?
We were very desperate. We had nowhere to go. We were living off the land, literally under a tarpaulin, like hunting whatever we could eat. And it's been a very hard, long slog to sort of move our way to where we are today. But originally it was just to survive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, very nice. And you've definitely made something of it today.
Well, it's definitely growing. It's absolutely beautiful. We love the place.
Yep. How many years has it been set up as a tourist destination like this?
20 something. I don't know. Like we, back in the 80s, we were trying to develop it with tourism, but back in those days, we'd leave a little sign on the door saying, "Please leave everything tidy and clean when you leave." And yeah, over the years, it's sort of developed more and more to the point that we're where we are now.
And it's forever evolving.
Every year, like I think, I'm not spending any more money. I'm not doing any more. I'm at my point. I've just got to do this and this, and so it keeps growing. But my end goal is to be a wilderness sanctuary, to turn Lorella into a great big wilderness park.
Yep. Oh, very nice. Wait, with the cattle, we've seen some cattle out there that have been ear tagged and that sort of stuff. Do you basically just round them up, send them off to market, or?
Again, that's been a very long haul also. So when we first moved to Lorella, there'd just been a big shootout program, so they had eradicated the cattle on Lorella at the time with BTEC. That was back in the 80s. And so there weren't many cattle about, but over the years we've been gradually gathering up the bush cattle, bringing in some Brahman cattle, like crossing them over, turning off the scrub bulls to sort of pay for helicopter, and yeah, we've got a bit of a herd developing, and over the next 5 years I'd like to see numbers large enough to consider us a proper cattle station.
Yeah. The buffalo that are here, mate, did you bring them in, or they were on the property?
No, we didn't. Originally, our neighbouring property was a pastoral property also, and it was handed over to the Aboriginal people and stocked with buffalo when it was handed over. But the fences went down and the buffalo have moved up into the national park and onto Lorella and all surrounding areas.
Yeah, right. One of the friends that are travelling with us at the moment, they want to know, do the buffalo ever interbreed with the cattle? Does that ever happen?
Not to my knowledge. I'm not a buffalo expert, like besides looking at them, waving at them through the fence. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Got some nice pictures yesterday. We had a big fella come out of a mud wallow. He was it looked like the old bush pig just come out, and he stood there and had a look at us for a while.
They do a fair bit of damage to our fences, and you'll notice that our fences have about 10-metre picket spacings with 5 wires, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, right, eh? Oh, nice.
They've got a very thick hide.
Yeah. So your camping grounds here, they're quite nice. Like we're enjoying them, and you can go out all day fishing, dirty, come back, and at least you can have a hot shower. You know, you got your donkey and separate toilets, all that sort of stuff there for the family. The water pressure you get around here, are you guys use running power or solar? And
so we're running off solar, and we've got a pump about 5 kilometres out pumping water from a bore out there, and we have the spring here, another litre a second running through the campground.
So it pretty well all comes from a pump. You don't store it up to a big tank.
Oh, we do gravity feed also, so it pumps to the tank and then back down the hill.
Yeah, nice. Right. And the water is top quality around here.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful water. It's all spring water. Lorella has more springs than I could tell you. Like I wouldn't know the number. And even this spring down the hill here, it's normally quite hot water a bit later in the year, but we still get the rain from the wet season running off through there.
Beautiful. And tracks in your swimming holes and stuff like that. It's definitely for the adventurous. You know, like when you're getting out there. For myself, I tell people, you know, make sure you put your shoes in, that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Don't go on your thongs and your boardies and think you're just going for a swim.
Yeah.
But the destination, when you get there, them waters are so clear, and even like when there are other little seagrasses or weed or whatever growing in, it is just so crystal clear. And to watch them sort of in the water, like, I'm not a big person for looking at that sort of stuff, but when you see it in its natural beauty, it is very, very nice.
And it does change later in the year as more and more people come. That weedy stuff that you see, bit by bit, it all turns to beautiful white sand, and so it does become softer as the year goes. By June, July, it cools down, the bugs are gone, the water holes have settled, and everything's very different. We have different cycles of the year. If you're a bird watcher, you want to come here in August, September, October, because it's absolutely beautiful. Then all the billabongs dry back, and there's bird life everywhere.
No, beautiful. Well, mate, thank you very much for letting us come here and film around your property. And somewhere we'll probably be back again for sure. Next time, we've got to make it to that front beach and do a bit of fishing.
Sadly, another week or two, you probably would.
Yeah, that's it. But mate, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Righto guys, well that concludes our trip to Lorella Springs. Basically it's too wet at the moment still for us to get out to any more spots. We can't get out of that front beach where we want to. But yeah, had a great time, beautiful swimming spots. It is a rugged destination, guys. Keep in mind, it is just a cattle property and it has some beautiful destinations on it. But you have to work for them. Like, don't go on your thongs and your boardies and just think you're going out for a swim. You do need to, you know, basically put your hiking boots on. I'd recommend putting hiking boots on, a pair of jeans, and walking to some of these spots, because you are out in the middle of a paddock. You know, there are snakes, spiders, wasps, all the bits and pieces that come with the country, and it gets no harsher than out here. That's a beautiful spot, but the destinations are absolutely magnificent. So we're packing up now. We're off to King Ash Bay. Go and check it out. Try and put some barra in the freezer and show the kids a few more crocs.